The freaking internet.
So, hello, everyone. I am your host, Coco. We have Jimmy Jam in the background. Our guest hosts here today, again, we have Sky Rain and Mr. Conversation.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
All right, all right. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to another episode of In the Mirror Live. Our podcast is about Black love, Black relationships, and just getting a better understanding and asking questions and all of that good stuff. To keep up to date with what's coming up, be sure to follow, like, and share us on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel at In the Mirror Podcast. We hope you enjoy this episode. Let's get into it. All right, guys. Our topic today will be domestic violence. So we're going to be touching on a few different things that might be a little bit serious today, but we have Sky Rain kind of telling us about her story. And I do have a little bit of a story that we'll touch on today as well. But before we get into it, how was everyone's weekend?
Very eventful. I'm recovering.
She over there dragging today. That's all right. That happens. That happens. What about you, EJ?
Turned up, man. Shout out to my boo, Ebony. Shout out to
Shout out,
It's her
Ebony.
birthday.
Happy
party.
birthday.
And got to sing to her, got to bring some
Okay.
people in, got to introduce her to the side of the world, entertainment and stuff.
All right.
And hey, then we had Mimosas and Motivation with Tabitha Lawhorn, and we were both there doing our thing. And it was a great event. A lot of networking, a lot of people.
Good, good. I love it. I love it.
Got me a new Atlanta connect too. We got talking about.
Okay. Even with that, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I just want to say this right quick.
Mhm.
If you are an entrepreneur, or you trying to start your business, I know it seems hard and you get discouraged sometimes, but keep going. Keep going. That was my second event with Tab, right? The first time we went, we had got a lot of inquiries to our table, people asking about our stuff, but nobody really purchased anything. Until we got ready to leave, the host, what was the host name? The one in the pink? What's her name? Do you remember?
But it's something else. But yeah.
Okay, well, Tab's mom, she wound up buying one of our blankets
Okay.
at the first one. So this time we almost sold out of our blankets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we almost sold out of our blankets, and we sold a couple of other things, and it was like, okay, y'all remember it's there.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's
I mean, it
what
doesn't
we
matter when they buy it.
We met at the first one though.
And we met at the very first one, and actually that was like my very first business interview. I guess you can call that. I was nervous as hell.
And look where she at y'all now. Look. She out here just telling all the business.
Telling all the business.
So y'all don't give up. Y'all just keep on pushing.
Yeah. That's the only way it's gonna happen for you. Never stop. Don't stop.
You got to fail sometime.
I'm trying to tell you. You fail, you learn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What about you, Jimmy Jam?
My week was just long. Like I said, I had everything that I drive broke down on me. So we'll see how next week go.
Okay.
But-
Okay. Next week gonna be better.
Yeah,
We're gonna try to. Yeah, we're gonna push for
I
next
need
week.
something. I need something. Everything in the shop.
Okay. All right, y'all. So again, we are touching on the subject of domestic violence today. And I do want to mention something. I brought it up earlier, EJ, right before you came in. I was asking them had they seen the Sean Combs The Reckoning documentary this week. And it's funny because I wasn't planning on watching it, but I saw an interview he did, and the lady was like, could you tell us how you got that footage? And he wouldn't tell them. I was like, oh Lord, I wonder what he got. Let me just go see what's going on. But by the time I finished that, I was just like I was telling him, I said, you know what, 50 Cent is messy as hell. That's just what I thought about. I just thought about 50 Cent, you messy. I get it, but
Is
it's
it?
messy.
Is it messy?
I think
If
it's messy.
if it's the truth.
I brought that up too. I said, now these are facts. It's not like he's making stuff up, like he's on here making stuff up. I mean, he is providing us with some factual information. I mean, what can you do? he had the opportunity to do it, and he did.
And he had the funds, because
And he had the funds.
he paid for every
All that info.
All that info. All that info.
and paid good money for it too.
Yeah. So Puffy wasn't paying all these people, even though he was the one having some of the people follow him around. So supposedly he didn't pay them. So all it took was what the highest bidder. There you go.
And I'll be sure for him to come up
Ooh,
on
I'll be sure. Every now and then he'll get out there and say something.
Oh, baby.
Every now and then he'll get out there.
And he paid some money for this documentary to make that happen.
But supposedly it's a $50 million deal from Netflix, so he recouped all of that back and
All
forth.
that back. Oh my God. Yeah, that damn 50 Cent. But I wanted to bring that up because it does touch into the domestic violence side of it. So it's a lot of people that's saying, well, why didn't Cassie leave? She put herself, in that position. She could have gotten out at any point, but that's not always the case when it comes to domestic violence, because especially with him, I guess starting to what's the word I want to use? With Cassie coming in the scene at 19 years old. She probably doesn't know any better. She, what I mean, she's a baby. Yeah, grooming. That's what I'm looking for. He started that grooming really, really early with her. She probably didn't even realize all this is not normal. You know what I mean? So if you don't know any different, how can you make a decision to get out of something, but you don't really know anything better? I guess you could say you don't know what's right, what's wrong. You don't really know how you feel about it. You feel like you're in love with this person. You feel like you're doing things to make this person happy, not realizing nothing you do is going to make this person happy. You know what I mean? So it just kind of touches on that whole domestic violence thing and how it can start and how it's not as easy as people think to just stop doing it or stop getting out of it or, stop doing what the person is telling you to do.
Right.
Especially when people have money. There's a power that you have to influence others with your money.
Absolutely.
And when you are scared of the potential issues, because the person that has that amount of money can make you disappear. And people,
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to always worry about that. In the depositions and stuff, Kid Cudi, another artist, was said that Puff killed his dog, broke into his house, did all that stuff. And that's another high level artist, especially at that time. Kid Cudi was a top 10 type artist on Billboard. So he's got millions of dollars. And if he could do that to a man who has money, what do you think he could do to somebody who he brought on into the scene at 19 years old? And so that's why I tell people who were coming in when we had these battles when we were first going on, or these debates, because I don't really consider it a debate, because to me it's just fully one-sided in these type of situations. Yes, there'll be a few people that use the money and whatever. Yes, there are going to be some people that lie. Yes. Okay, I gave you that. But in general, most people are scared to leave, especially in this situation, because again, that person,
he was paying all our bills. So if you leave, you're taking a chance of losing all that too. They don't want to lose that lifestyle, especially when it comes to money. They don't want to lose that lifestyle.
I mean, even in the situation where a person doesn't have a lot of money.
we can get this.
Yeah,
I got you.
definitely
But I'm
get
just
that,
in this specific situation, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I take it bit by bit. but
Money
I-
can make a difference.
Oh, it definitely will.
Yeah.
And then and she was young and very impressionable. So you take somebody that comes from nothing and put them in, the spotlight and give them what they want. It's like, okay, they'll endure pretty much whatever.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Do you want to segue into yours?
We can. It's a little early. We can touch on some more stuff.
Okay.
All right.
Well, if I may, I ran into my first time that I ever really paid attention. There were two things that happened. Once, I saw a young lady and her dude was just going off on her. He was berating her like outside his walk. And I was young. I was like 22, 23. So I'm in my prime. I'm whatever. I'm thinking I'm Superman. I wasn't thinking of potential consequences. But I just walked up and I was like, hey, bro, like this out here in the open, like you need to chill out. You know what I'm saying? And he was shocked or whatever. Anything could happen, but it didn't at that moment.
Right.
And I asked her, are you okay? And she said, yes, I'm okay. And I said, all right, do I need, are you good with me leaving? She said, yeah, you can go ahead and go. So I leave. I get in my car because I was like across the gas station. And I drive down and I happen to have to come back up. This was a E-Candy.
Okay. Okay.
I come back. She's laid out on the ground. I didn't see him here,
Right.
but I know.
You know what you just
And
left.
I saw
situation
the,
you just left.
you know, and I'm driving by. But she gave me that look. She was like, she was telling me to go. I found out later on, because I found out who it was, he was headed back to the house to get a weapon.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And so she's potentially saved my life in that situation.
Okay.
But in general, in seeing this, I can see how somebody is scared to leave. Because even though you had someone that was there,
Yeah.
you know, she's been through however, you know, I don't know exactly what she's been through, but
Mm.
and probably not the first time.
Mm.
Now,
You should know.
go to a little bit later on, my first wife, she had a friend that was going through, we were in Washington,
Mhm.
to the military, and we decided to let her move in with us, right?
Okay.
My two rules were, you pick up what you know what I'm saying, you mess up,
Mhm.
and he can't come over.
Right.
If you're coming over here, you're coming over here to get away from him.
Right.
He didn't have kids at the time.
Mm.
So I'm thinking everything is cool, I start hearing phone conversations late at night. I kind of tell it's him,
Right.
but I'm trying to mind my business. I'm trying to whatever. I'm thinking in my mind, she ain't about to tell me what she had
Right.
and all that
No,
stuff.
he ain't coming over. You know what I mean?
I come home one day,
Mm.
being my lady at the time, we're coming back. He is sitting outside on the porch.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh man, yeah, you don't give me back my woman, all that type of stuff. And I'm like, bro, I ain't got you. But yes, she is staying here. It's obvious because she done told him.
Right.
Mhm.
You know where she is.
And so she ends up leaving about 4 or 5 days later
With him?
with him. And she goes back to him. About 6 months later, she's in the hospital, almost crippled. I'm talking about she's got like a broke leg that eventually healed, but still, you know, her hip was messed up. He pushed her down some stairs. And it took getting that far into it. He ended up going to jail for a couple of years. And in my opinion, he should have got more time, but I was close to it. So I'm pulling myself back.
Right.
I have saw firsthand how to go.
Mhm.
I had a father that never did anything like that. That's not me in my nature.
Right.
So I had a blind spot. You know, I didn't think that it really gets that bad, but I got a chance to see it.
Mm.
And what I would say is, I'm sorry for anybody who has to go through there. I'll go a little bit further after, but I want to concede to the ladies who potentially have been through these things.
Well, for me, and you know, I just want to put this out here first. We are not on here to say men don't go through the same thing. Of course they do.
Hey, I got some
It's
statistics later
happening.
on.
Yeah.
What y'all got?
Yeah, it's happening. But the majority isn't happening by men against women. So with me, I was in my younger teens, and I think one thing is to, like, a lot of people don't know how to control their emotions. And they're still immature in the mind when it comes to some of that, even as they get older and become adults. You can still be an adult and not be able to control your emotions. First thing you think about is hitting somebody, hitting something or somebody. So with the first situation that happened, it was both of us just hitting each other. You know what I mean? That's really what it was. And you know, I'm going to put it out there. I would start it, and you know, he would try to keep from putting his hands on me, but at some point it would happen to where he would put his hands on me as well. I mean, unfortunately, he ended up passing. He was shot and killed a year or so later. But that was my situation, and I did marry this person. We were married before he was shot. Then the second situation, the first thing that happened, I guess you could say we call ourselves being in a little relationship, which was my early 20s. And I don't know, I guess I wasn't that serious about how everything was going. So I remember going out to something. It might have been a comedy show or something like that at the Civic Center. I remember this. And the guy, I don't know if he knew I was going or he just happened to go at the same time, but I went with somebody else. And he ended up being there as well. So, you know, both of them are going back and forth with me. And once we get outside and everything, both of them are going back and forth. And then they're going back and forth with me about what you're going to do, you know, whatever. And after the other guy walks off, the guy that I'm talking about punches me in my stomach. And that should have been my red flag then, of course. But, you know, of course, you're not really thinking, you know, you're not really knowing like what's going on. You're kind of confused as a young person. And I just kept on staying in a relationship. I end up in a full-blown relationship with him and moved in with him. And I remember the last time he put his hands on me, we were living in Alabama. I had my mom come and pick me up while he was going to work. And I stayed away from him for about 3 months. He kept coming back and forth to my mom's house. My brother had to get on him. You know, there was a bunch of stuff going on. But we ended up moving to Florida together. But he never put his hands on me again, fortunately. So after that last time he put his hands on me, after the 3 months of us going back and forth together and getting back together and moving to Jacksonville together, he never put his hands on me, even though that relationship still didn't work out, which it probably never would at that point, even though we ended up having a child together and all of that. We ended up being together 4.5 years and so on and so forth. But he never put his hands on me again after that. So thank goodness, you know, that happened with me. And I haven't been in another situation like that.
Do you think you would have stayed if that had continued? Or had you gotten past that?
Just speaking now, and maybe how I was feeling at the time, I think I had gotten past it. I don't feel at this time that I would have to allow that to happen again without leaving again. Because I have people behind me too. You know how a lot of times they separate you from your family.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they try to get you away from your people. I was never away from my people, even when we moved to Florida. So I had a lot of people around. So it wouldn't have been like I wouldn't have had anywhere to go if it would have happened. So yeah, that was my situation. But thank goodness I had to go.
Well, I've only been in 2 serious relationships, right? One is with the father of my child, and the one after him. So in the relationship with my son's father, I was real young. I got with him when I was 17. He was like 24, 25, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was just graduated from high school, you know, and he was a dope boy, of course. And so we got together, and I experienced a lot dealing with him and what he was doing. Mm-hmm. And so I did not know that he had certain, you know, things going on. So when I found that out, that's when the bullshit started, right? Okay. So he would come home late, be looking out in the blinds and just like some real paranoid stuff. And he would put his hands on me, you know. Even when after our son was born, well, through my pregnancy, he wasn't there because he was incarcerated. But even when he got out, it was like, okay, we're not going to go through this no more. Like it's like a reset, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't too much physical, but it was more of a mental abuse.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you're not contributing to the household.
Right.
You're not, supporting us, me and your child. You know, that's abuse too.
Yeah.
You know, that's
mental,
abuse.
emotional abuse, all of it.
So that went on for a while, and then we broke up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like you said before, women do provoke men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and they get angry when I don't think I was really provoking him
Okay.
on purpose, but I was trying to get my point across.
Okay.
Like if we was arguing or having a debate or whatever, I want to be heard.
Okay.
And I think that's one of my traumas is not being heard.
Okay.
So in delivering my message, it probably been strong, or he probably felt, like I was trying to belittle him or something like that. And to retaliate or to put me in my place, then of course, then it's physical, then it turned physical. Now, my last relationship really was like what made me not want to be in a relationship no more. He tried to kill me. I was staring down the barrel of a gun, and all he had to do was pull the trigger, but he didn't.
Right.
Yeah, it's still a little.
So, do you remember what happened or what?
So I was really trying to leave him. Okay, that particular day, I used to sell life insurance, and I had to. If you know people that sell life insurance, you know that that's really a commission-based job, right? Mm-hmm. You have to go out there and you have to hustle and you have to sell the insurance or you won't get paid.
Right.
So I was still learning and I was working up under I'm not gonna say his name.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say his name. But I was, we would have to work together on a regular basis. He's an attractive guy, black, tall, handsome. But he's married. But he been working in the field for a while, so he's very friendly and likable.
Right.
And so it'll be times where we will be on the phone early in the morning to plan out our day. Or when we, in our work for the day, we might still have to have conversations after work because now we got to figure out what we done did is X, Y, and Z and plan for the next day. Mm-hmm. So that really caused a lot of riffle in my relationship with him because it was like, oh, why you on the phone? Isn't it all the time? Yeah, it's jealousy. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the abuse and stuff that went on was out of jealousy, was out of insecurity, and control, all of that. And men can be jealous of your family dynamic too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and I think that was part of it as well.
Yeah, something they don't have, not used to.
Both, and in my opinion, I felt like that was part of, the rift between me and my son's father as well when we was together. But this particular morning that he put his gun to my face, his cousin was staying with us. and they had been up all night. You know,
Mhm.
they had drug problems.
Mm,
You know, so and that played a lot
absolutely.
and what happened because you know they not thinking
Yeah, you're not
clearly,
thinking clearly. Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
it also have an effect on you after when you're not even doing it. You get what I'm saying? When you're not even
When you don't have that, how you come down off that.
even when you come down off of it, it still has an effect on your cognitive behavior and your how you receive information and process information.
Mhm.
So he just on this trip, like, why the hell you always out doing this nigga on the phone, you know, this and that every morning. And I'm finna walk out the door and he jumps on me. Like he punched me in the back of my damn head. Hard as fuck.
Mm.
And so his cousin jumped up like, hey man, chill out, da da da. And you know, like, hey, you stay out of it, this and that and other. And I don't understand. We're gonna talk about that too, because I don't understand how you can be right there and still not do anything within the house. I can understand you a stranger or something.
You're talking about a third party
Yeah.
family member that's watching everything that's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah. And so in return, I swung at him too. You know, so we tussling. My son is gone already.
Okay.
You know, he gone to school by now. And so I'm on the phone with the guy
Mhm.
why this was happening.
Mhm.
And so I tried to leave and he won't let me leave the house.
Right.
And he went outside. When he went outside, I was gonna run out the door, but it's like it was simultaneously
Right.
boom. And when I opened the door, he had the gun like this.
Oh. Mm.
And I told that motherfucker to shoot. Shoot that bitch. You bad.
Mm. So he came to his senses.
He never did it, but we still fought. And after that, I did do the restraining order thing or whatever. But that's my story, and I still have anxiety from that.
Mhm.
Like I don't like to be touched
Mhm.
unless you know I'm giving you a hug or something.
Yeah.
But as far as affection and stuff like that, I have a hard time like allowing people to touch me.
Mm. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that's kind of triggering for you. I guess.
Yeah.
What do you want to add to that? Yeah. Was something on the
I wanted to give time for your story to sit, and you know.
Yeah, it's a lot more I can speak on once we get further into the conversation, you know. But that's the
pretty much your story.
yeah, that's it
Short
in a
it up,
nutshell, the
yeah.
short version.
Okay.
I talked with my wife, and she told me to relate her story that she went through. She was born with well, not born, but she lost sight of one of her eyes when she was 13 years old, and that, along with being in a big accident, which caused some issues or whatnot, and so she had kind of had low self-esteem when she was in high school and first starting out in life. So the guys that she got with, she felt that, you know, they used to take advantage of her, didn't see her for who she truly was. My eldest daughter's biological father, my little daughter's biological father, ended up, they got into it. He was physically abusive multiple times. And she said it was very hard to leave because in her case, she said, I had a child with him, and then it was my second father, second, I guess, baby's father, whatever you want to do it. And, you know, when they start saying it's going to be hard to find a man when you already have multiple kids, by multiple
Mhm.
guys, things like that. So she was just like, I'm gonna try to deal with it. I'm trying to deal with it. But it got progressively worse.
Mhm.
Well, one day over a small petty argument, and they got to arguing, and he ended up trying to take out her other eye.
Mhm.
Now she got one. That's it, sighting one. And he literally, she said she felt his thumbs down in there, and if it wasn't for the baby falling over him, telling him to stop, and at that moment he had clarity for 2 seconds for her to get away, and then she grabbed the kid and ran out of the house with tattered clothes and all that type of stuff, and she still cries about that, 20 years later, or 15 plus years later, that has nightmares about it. And the fact that she feels that she could have been totally blind. And so that's one of those things that when you sit back as a man and you hear that, I do understand being upset about stuff, but it's like we tell people to walk away and we tell people to leave, right? But for some reason, we don't ever tell the man that. Okay, if you in a situation where you feel like you're not being respected, if you feel like you're being disrespected, if you feel like she doesn't listen, if you feel like she's sleeping with somebody else, whatever the thing is, you leave for you. You know what I'm saying? Gentlemen, you leave for you. All right? Not for nothing else, but for your own safety, so you don't be in jail, so you don't. Yes, we should all be emotionally regulated as much as possible. All right? Sometimes people get upset. All right? And sometimes people do dumb things. Before it gets to that, leave. Remove yourself out of any situation so you just got to go. That's the best thing I can tell people. As to a man, I'm telling, because we do understand it's easier as a man to start over a lot of times because you don't end up having the children. It's a lot of other factors to consider with that. So I tell men, you leave. All right. You got somebody couch you can sit on, lay on. I ain't trying to tell business, but half of them got another woman on the side or something anyway. So you know what I'm saying? Go sit over there because it was so good over there, you probably be over there. But that's another story for another time. So we have to understand emotional intelligence and emotional regulation are very important in dealing with you guys. Okay. You guys tend to be more emotional in regular everyday things. We tend to have an escalation at the top tier of things. Okay. Yes, you guys are more emotional. You can go from 1 to 7 real quick, but at 8, 9, and 10, when we blow up, we tend to do that. All right, when we do. Because a lot of us haven't been taught how to regulate our emotions. We were always told we need to be stoic. We always told we couldn't cry and all these things. Now, that's not an excuse. I'm not giving us an excuse. What I'm saying is, if you don't know how to do it, the best thing to do is to remove yourself away from the situation. And the majority of the time, that can be done as a man. Yes, she might be hitting on you. Keep your hands to yourself, though, by the way. Everybody, keep your hands to yourself. That's really the number one rule. Keep your hands to yourself. Well, we all keep our hands to yourself.
Right.
Now that I've addressed all of that, I do need to say this. And I know I'm going to get flack for it. But sometimes y'all do be pressing the nerves.
No, yeah, and
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Y'all do go and you will find the weakness of a guy. And whether, let's say he got less than crunch on the back of his head like I got, you're going to focus on that as soon as you get mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm short. You're going to be talking about you 5'7", 5'8", your short ass, whatever it is. You fat ass nigga, it's going to be, them things come. Y'all words are sharp and everything.
Right.
And you know what buttons to press to get reactions.
So I want to talk about that then.
I want to tell you something real quick. I wanted to ask you, I'm glad you went there. I didn't mean to cut you
Go
out.
ahead.
But I wanted to ask a question. Do you think any guy is capable of domestic violence? Any guy?
We're capable of violence, period. We, as
Right.
men, we're capable of violence, just period. But that's why we talk to each other in a certain way.
Right.
You know what I mean? And because there's always a low level threat of violence. If I say the wrong thing,
Right.
you kind of got like if I said two, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. So, you know, if I go, I gotta get them hard. You know, I thought that in my mind. Just on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I lost a lot of weight. I ain't got power behind it. I'm gonna flip them up or something. I got this number. But we think about stuff like
my
that.
eyes, son.
Yeah, just in case it ever got to that. Not saying it ever will.
Right.
But we have to understand we can't think about y'all like that.
Right.
But the other side to consider, again, this part not gonna be light. Please listen to the entire episode, not just this 10, 15 seconds.
Right.
But you guys sometimes take advantage of that.
Yeah.
You hit the guy
Yeah.
when you don't like what you want to
It
hear,
happened.
push on him, you call him, you know, out of his name, things of that nature that happens sometimes. And so we have to be on that side too. Nobody need to put their hands on each other. Because it's women out here got hands. There's women out here that can knock the guy out.
I done seen it. I done seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it too. I seen it at clubs.
I'm talking about live.
I seen it at church.
Church.
Yes, church.
How you find in church?
It was she, just being honest, and she came in there and she slumped him. You know what I mean?
Nice.
I was in Everett, Washington, and she slumped him. Just came in there, one go, boom,
Gone.
But yeah, I thought he had the Holy Ghost at first. We did not think what's going on. I'm on the drum set. I'm sorry, I had to give a joke. But in general, we all have to keep our hands to ourselves, and I think we also need to watch the power of our words. I think that is very, very important because we always say sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Some of the worst hurt that I've ever experienced in my life was because of things that were said to me, especially if somebody knew something in my past or whatever. I have mama trauma. You know what I'm saying? We get along, stuff like that. The easiest way for the longest to cause a reaction out of me was to be like, that way your mom ain't never loved you. You know, I can see why. I can see why she didn't do that.
Thank you for the love.
Well, that thing, ooh,
Yeah.
that had me. Well, fuck you too, then. You know what I'm saying? But I had to, as I've gotten older, I've been able to accomplish that. But it took me 30,
Right.
you know, to get to that.
That's what I was about to ask. So, when we're talking about men, again, I know women can do things, but when we talk about men, is that emotional side of it where you can focus on what not to do in certain situations like that? Is that a learned behavior, or is that something that you all already have in
To stop or
to
go?
not do it, to not be abusive? Is that
So
something?
when
Because y'all said
so
that,
you saying when a button push
right?
knowing what
like,
to
is
do
that something
instead of
y'all
lash
have
out
to-
in
Yeah,
violence.
because like he said, with y'all know how to, like, I guess, scale each other, right?
Mhm.
So with a woman, majority of the time, a woman is not gonna physically beat a man, right?
Right.
So with that knowledge, what do y'all do?
So so what I think it's a very nuanced thing, because also men tend to not talk to each other and do those type of things to each other to elicit that response. So there is kind of a middle ground. What I would say is most men that do that are taking advantage of the situation, being 100% honest. Okay. We do have the capability to not go there. You know what I'm saying? But some men will, one, take advantage of it, and two, some men are pushed to that edge. But again, you are supposed to be able to regulate yourself at all times, just as a human being.
Okay.
Because, you know, just like you can't use an excuse that your whatever is on, so now today I'm being or whatever, I can't just be like, oh, you said something. Because the punishment at all times should fit the crime. And somebody saying something mean to you does not mean that you put your hands on them.
Right. Very right.
So
Welcome, Robert J.
That is
Joining us.
that is the, I guess, I want to say dichotomy, but that is the nuance of the situation. I do feel that most men that do that are taking advantage of the situation. They are pushing themselves past what they know. They have the capability to stop. They have the capability to not do it. Because when that police officer do the same thing to you,
You don't show out like that.
you don't.
Right. Yeah.
When that he gonna say whatever, he gonna put you in a position, your face gonna be on the ground and all that. You gonna sit there, you gonna cry inside or whatever, but you worry about the consequences. The consequences of what most men don't fear, the consequences of a woman, and that's where that comes from.
I got
Alright.
a comment.
What's coming?
Princess Paris, she said, yes, you should be able to have control of your emotion. Otherwise, leave that relationship alone.
And okay, so
That's why we have laws, though.
So
Yeah.
Because of
yes.
for there to be a consequence for
Mhm.
actions for the people that supposedly can't control themselves and their impulses. All right. I've literally been told, I've been told by women and men that the only reason why I ain't put you down in the ground, not necessarily me, but somebody that is because I'm probably going to get.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
That's what's stopping a lot of people from doing a lot of bad shit in today's
If you're
society.
going to jail, it's
Law.
not the fact that you taking some life.
Yeah,
Taking
yeah,
life. It ain't
the
good.
morality line, everybody morality
Like
line
if
ain't
you,
the
you
same.
could take this life without going to jail, you probably do.
And that's why we have these laws. Exactly.
Mhm.
Because I don't believe, I told y'all before, I don't believe in human nature.
What's up, Craig?
Is
Thanks for joining us.
good in general. I think we
If
are
Clarita
in
Chip,
the middle at best.
Philly. Oh, that's Philly. What's up, Philly?
So what's up,
Thanks for
Philly?
joining us, Philly.
What's up,
So
everybody?
I just want to say, because like with domestic violence with women, you know, people want to know how it happens, right? So in my case, I was love bombed. Love bombing is very dangerous. Do y'all know what love bombing is?
Mhm.
I don't.
Okay.
You don't?
No.
Love bombing is when, like, go ahead, EJ.
Basically, you start again in a relationship off and you do everything perfectly. You find out exactly what she wants to hear, what he wants to do, all of that, and you give them exactly that and you above proportions. So if I say my love language is, like I've said before, is words of affirmation and physical touch. You touching them all the time, you're giving them all the sex he wants, all that stuff, and you're feeding into his ego and whatever. Then at a certain point in time, once you have earned their trust, then you snatch it away. And so you bomb them early with all of that stuff, and then you
Just to
just
pull them
snatch it
in.
back.
Just to
And we ain't talking about like over a long period of time with a
short
relationship.
period of time.
We talking about like, okay, first couple of months you in there doing that perfectly, and then you just snatch it away because now I got you.
Yeah, so he was giving me I'm talking about my last relationship. I'm not talking about my son's father. But that man would give me his whole check. And this went on like when when we decided to be like together, then that same week I got his check. And I was like, what you want me to do with this? You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have that before with my son's father. My son's father wasn't giving me money. He wasn't paying my bills.
So
He
how-
wasn't taking
So how
care.
old were you when this was going on? You ain't got to get exact age.
Right. I was in my 20s.
Okay. But he was still very young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very young.
Okay.
And like I said, my baby daddy was way older than me, and he wasn't doing any of these things.
So you
right?
stay way older.
He was 24, 25 when I
You was
was
like 20.
I was 17 when
Yeah.
I got with my baby daddy.
Okay.
And so after I left him alone, and I came across another guy that was giving me his money, asking me what I needed, making sure I was straight, fixing my car, putting gas in my car, paying my car, paying my car loans and stuff like that, and giving me his whole check. And I gave him whatever, enough money for his beer, cigarettes, or whatever he needed. So that's how he got me. Because he gave me something that I didn't have.
And then
it
all of a
felt
sudden
like
he just
security.
switched it up. Just all of a sudden he just switched it up on you.
So I didn't really get that snatch back until I moved out of Thomasville and moved to Columbus. Because I was graduating from Thomas University, and my grandmother was actually passing at this time. It was a lot going on at that time.
I'll tell you what Philly said.
What?
He said sound like he was in love.
Sound like he was in love.
Yeah.
He was in
he
love.
just kind of came in on her, explaining to, right, giving the checks and all that right there.
Not the reason why he was doing it.
Well, He was setting the stage up. Look
Yeah.
like.
It's setting stage because I had got a little taste of jealousy and stuff when I was caring for my grandmother. So I decided not to work and care for my grandmother, and that my mama and daddy helped me with my bills as my, as supplement, because I was going to school too, and I didn't want nobody coming into my parents' house taking care of it, because the jobs at that time was people that I went to school with. You know what I'm saying? And like I told y'all, them people didn't like me. They would pick on me and talk about me. So I damn sure didn't want them in my parents' house caring for my grandmother.
Mm.
So that was the deal that we made. And my other grandmother would send me gifts and stuff home for, doing well in school and for graduation. And he was like, your family, you grown as hell and they still treat you like X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, why shouldn't they? You know what I'm saying? And so I didn't really think too much of it because I was focused on school, and my grandmother was, passed and she was dying for real of cancer. So, and then I had my son. My son was very young as well. And I was going back and forth beefing with my baby daddy. So I wasn't, a lot of red flags I ignored. But it's just
That's a
put it straight.
red blanket. That ain't even that's the right house. You ran the stop sign, red light.
I looked over a lot of stuff
Yeah.
because I had a lot going on in my life, and it was just comforting to have someone there.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this
And he
person,
knew that.
yeah,
He knew that.
So did he have like a? Because most domestic violence offenders have priors, like past.
Mhm.
So did he have any past that you knew of?
So okay, here go another memory. Okay,
It's in a red blanket, ain't it?
the place I was living at, it was Section 8, right? So my living expenses was really nothing.
Right.
That's why my mom and them didn't mind taking over that. But it was a female that was staying in the same apartment complex that I was, but she stayed in the front. Now, they never really said, oh, he a woman beater, this and that and the other. They just be like, be careful with that nigga. Shit like that. Or that nigga bring a lot of drama. I'm like, at this point, we've been together like maybe 6 months, and
You hadn't seen nothing in 6 months.
Seen nothing.
Mm.
That's unusual.
Mm.
At least at the time I didn't.
Right.
I-
I was
yeah.
about to say.
At the time I didn't.
You also stayed in a different city than him, correct? You in Thomasville.
Y'all was living together for 6 months, or y'all were just together, like you say, in another city?
No, okay. So at first we wasn't living together, and then he just had a lot of spending night days.
So in 6 months, you saw nothing to show that he was like physically.
Well, I can tell you what they are now, but when I was then, I didn't.
But it was there though.
It was
Basically,
there.
it was there. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It was there.
You had
That's like-
vibes
that's
on
like-
you was getting that check.
Well,
Well,
Philly-
I never had nobody
Philly-
pay a
Philly
bill.
said-
Never had nobody pay a car note. Never
Philly
had
said you
nobody-
were-
And
you
I
using
could be exaggerating on the 6 months. It could have been a little bit less than
But less than
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because I say normally it don't take that long. Because
I could
it's
be
because most of the
exaggerating.
time that's who they are.
Yeah.
It's gonna show. They're gonna gaslight you and wine and dine you probably for a couple of months.
It was a lot of that.
Because it don't really take that much. I mean, I hate to say it, but it don't really take that much to get y'all.
And
Like,
and you're
over the
right, because
head.
at the time
Right.
it didn't take that much to get me because I had low self-esteem.
Yeah, that was the next thing.
Yeah, I had low self-esteem.
Philly said the
and-
justice was blinding you. the jesters.
Yeah, it was a lot. And then, like I said, he was doing something for me that my baby daddy wasn't even doing, and I was with him for a long time. For
So
7 years.
how long were you with the guy you talking about? How long was it until you just walked away?
Realistically, only 2 years.
So,
but it felt like forever.
So do you remember how it ended? How did it end? How did you? Because you made it out with your life. Because a lot of women don't. So, but you made it out with your life, and thank God for that. Do you kind of remember how it ended?
My mama wouldn't let up.
Do you remember like the plan? Because a lot of women need to know the plan of exit. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them get killed in the exit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Once he realizes that he doesn't have that power anymore, most of the time he just take him out.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So did you have like an exit plan, or it was just an event that happened and he just went away and then he was able to kind of get away?
Yeah. I really didn't have a plan. It's when I realized that I had the power. I had realized I had power.
He raised his hand.
I know. What? DJ?
Let me get y'all a plan. What you supposed to do?
Because it has to be an exit plan, especially when you got a violent one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? One that will kill you.
Welcome. Suck them.
Okay.
The same or if not more that you was doing. You can't let up on that. You know what I'm saying? Don't give them no changes. You stack your bread. All right. You don't pay a couple of little side bills or something. He ain't gonna notice. If you watch everything, you gotta find a way to stack some bread. Okay. So you can have your little next thing. Did you have kids? You had kids at the time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You need to go ahead and call ahead of time somebody that's in another state or something, or at least get the kid up out of there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then so you have a consistent place for the kid to be for a couple of months.
Yeah.
And when you go, you take as little as possible. Ain't no packing nothing. Ain't no nothing. You take the clothes on your back and you get the hell up out of there. You make sure you either drop them off at work, or you make sure you got some way to verify his ass is at work, and you get the hell on. And you move out of state. Don't be nowhere in that state. If you in Florida, you need to be in at least Mississippi. If you in Mississippi, you need to be in Oklahoma, something like that. 3-4 states away, you can't find it. Change all your social media stuff. Don't do none of that. No way to trace. Change your phone. All that. Go and get your burner phone from Walmart. You can get you a $40 straight talk at Walmart. That's the plan. And you go and you get up out of there. You don't give them no hint or nothing. You don't leave nothing. Leave everything there. I don't care what it is. Your bed set don't matter. I don't care if you bought that brand new Louis Vuitton purse. None of it matters. And you get the hell on, because your life and your child's life is more important than anything. Problem is they get caught in the middle of it, like Jimmy said, and then that's a lot of the times when they don't get hurt or stuff, because then he finds out and now he's hurt, and you know he done got mad because you didn't fry the chicken correctly. So if he done punched in your face because you didn't fry the chicken correctly, what he gonna do when he realizes that the mask is off now? Once that mask comes off and they get outed to the world, or they think they're gonna be outed, that's when it happens.
Yeah.
They have,
because they feel like it's nothing to lose.
It's just it's some astounding numbers here in Georgia.
Talk to them. I got them too.
I'm just looking at the 2024 overview of domestic violence. It said it was 42,184 incidents of family violence reported.
Now that includes not just partners. That also includes parents hitting kids and all of that. There's other ones specifically for partners, for your partners.
And
those too.
In the report, it said also family violence incident reported statewide increased by 12% from 2023 to 2024. Over 35% of reported family violence incident resulted in arrest, in which over 2/3 of the predominant aggressor were male. So there were some women in there.
Yeah.
And it also says 70% of victims of reported family violence were women. Wow. Nearly 1/3 of the reported family violence incidents reported were committed with a child present. That's another effect that it has on the community because those children that see that predominantly grow up to do the same thing. A lot of times, in a lot of cases, they grow, especially the boys, right? They grow up to do the same type of thing. In 2024, Georgia Certified Family Violence Agency answered 110,001 crisis calls. And in that year, there was 113 fatal incidents, which led to 159 fatalities, 42 murder-suicide incidents, and a total of 84 murder-suicide fatalities in 1 year.
It goes, it's even crazier. All right, this comes from the National Institute of Medicine, right? The website, you can pull it up. The website is ncbi.mil.nih.gov. Anybody that wants to reference these. All right. We're just talking about
Yeah, I'm gonna
intimate
get
partner
your comment.
violence. According to the CDC, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men will experience physical violence by their intimate partner at some point during their lifetime. About 1 in 3 women and nearly 1 in 6 men experience some form of sexual violence during their lifetime. Intimate partner violence, sexual violence, and stalking are high, with intimate partner violence occurring in over 10 million people each year.
10 million.
10 million people each year. And even most people do not seek help. This is national. Healthcare professionals are usually the first ones with the opportunity to identify it. And 50% of all women seen in emergency departments at some point in time of the year have reported a history of abuse, and approximately 40% of those killed by their abusers sought help 2 years in the 2 years before their death.
Absolutely.
Those are crazy numbers, man.
I can see that. And
The
I'm a big-
LGBT community, gotta put that out there though too, is even higher as rates 3 times as high as same-sex couple. I just want to put that out there.
But I would have never thought that.
Yeah, me either. I wouldn't have thought that.
Never mind.
Yeah. Well, did somebody have a comment? Oh my God.
'Cause they say that it's a power thing. The
Okay.
person who ends up being in quote unquote control of the relationship is a power thing. It's not necessarily. I'm gonna leave that alone.
All right, I got you.
Yeah, I would go say, what's the point? I mean, if you're gonna go that way and still get domestic violence,
I see.
I was like, okay. But anyway,
Yeah.
I just want to respond to what Philly said about emotional ass men. He said they emotional men.
Oh, lot of them got.
Yeah.
You see them go.
Definitely emotional, and it's definitely control. I mean, because a man that wants to dominate a woman in some type of way, a lot of times they do know how to choose that type of woman.
Well, I want to
They're
dominate it in
look-
that room, but you know what I'm
We're
saying.
not talking about Trump.
But go ahead.
So they want,
You definitely got to figure out how to get to the root of it, right?
yeah, you know what I mean.
What
So-
causes men to feel that they
Yeah.
should put hands on a woman when she don't? And a lot of time, from what I heard, it's not like the women are not doing what
Right. What
Well,
they
they-
want them to,
right,
I guess.
right,
But they're not provoking.
right.
You know
A
what
lot
I
of times
mean?
it's not even being provoked.
It's not being
So a
provoked.
lot of time when it's provoked, intentionally provoked, that's just toxicity.
Yeah.
Both of y'all toxic as
Right.
fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of women are like victims.
Mhm.
That
They are.
you know what I'm saying? That they don't do anything to provoke this guy.
Right.
It's something that can happen at work,
Yeah.
on the way home or something like that. And he just come in with a bad day and he just take it out on her
Yeah.
and the kids and stuff like that.
It could come from past trauma too, and that's why I teach my son as well to, like, whatever girl that you're interested in, learn about her family dynamics
Right.
and what's going on in her
You sure right.
household.
Right.
I need a bomb on that right there.
I do the same. I do the same
mom,
thing with
whatever.
mine.
All right.
I definitely
gotta
tell them
check that.
a lot. Right.
Idiots.
Yeah,
To check the family.
because if I would have done that,
It's another
myself,
comment.
Because it's multiple things to consider.
yeah,
Like, okay, you don't have a mom or you don't have a dad. Did you see a positive relationship between two people, especially in our community?
Mhm.
That we got to start seeing more of that.
Yeah.
Do you at least have uncles and aunts that are together? How are you gonna have a productive relationship a lot of times if you haven't seen that? Yes, you can,
Mhm.
but if you starting off, it's better to always start off with knowledge and seeing something positive that can help push you
I want-
towards more of a
I
positive.
want to address this comment, and this is probably something we probably can discuss. Philly said that that's normal with domination, but to control is definitely on illness. Okay.
Mhm.
So I think what he's trying to say is normal for a man to want to dominate
Mhm.
a woman,
but
well,
not like
but not
put my
control.
hands on you, that type of stuff.
So I'm trying to. This is a question for you, EJ, as well as for Philly. How can you dominate without control?
And do because
you got-
dominating to me
you
is
gotta
like you
understand-
want to control.
Right. What's domination? Look up the terminology and the meaning of domination.
Yeah, because I don't think it's
Because
domination.
You
that
can't
we're looking
dominate
for.
unless you control. You have to control to dominate.
Domination.
I don't think domination was a good word, Philly, to use.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear a lot of that from a lot of men that
That want to dominate a woman.
right, and that she needs to obey every command that he
Obey.
has.
Oh, see, that's
Okay,
that's
so-
triggered.
So that's the definition of domination is having supreme power, control, or influence over others,
Right,
often implying an unjust or absolute authority. Stemming from the Latin dominus, which is master, it can manifest as political rule, economic control, or even social dominance, where one entity dictates conditions for others, as seen in the context of games like chess or video games, to personal relationships. Key aspects of domination: power, control, oppression. Synonyms or words like supremacy,
Mhm.
control,
all of
mastery,
that.
and
Right, all of
domination.
that.
Yeah.
All of that mean that.
Yeah.
So that's why when I hear the word dominate,
Mhm.
So-
when men want to dominate women, can we go back to this?
But connotation versus denotation. All right.
Right.
Now, sometimes we use words where the meaning that we mean is not quite the same as the dictionary
Right.
definition. Right?
Yeah.
I think that's a term. I know Philly a little bit. I
Yeah.
listened to him, I talked to him. I don't think he means it exactly like that.
And
I
control.
think he means like leadership kind of.
He
type stuff.
said dominate as leaders, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I think I didn't even see that comment.
Right.
think
He
that's
just
what he
put that
means.
comment in,
Okay.
right?
Okay, yeah, he just cleaned it up.
So that's more of a connotation, which is the colloquial way that we use it
Okay,
in our neighborhood.
so now-
stuff like that.
Let's get to this right here. Couldn't that word be provoking to women?
Oh, of course.
I was just
Triggered.
triggered.
So it caused more strife than it do anything
Yeah,
else.
I'm triggered already.
So as men, we have to learn to use better words
Yes.
if we really want our women to confine to us and to submit to us. We need to learn.
They don't
better
even like that.
communication.
They don't even like the submit one though either. They don't
Well,
like that one.
I don't know why, because submission.
I don't have a problem.
It's
with
the
that.
mission
I'm
is
gonna
to
tell you
both.
why. I'm gonna tell
I
you
think
why
we both ought to submit to each other
submission is
at times.
so triggered to women because the whole idea of submitting to a man from a man's point of view is do what I say. This
No,
you
it's
know.
not. It's not.
Yeah.
that's
Well,
It's
for
not-
some men, they do believe
Yeah.
that they want a woman to submit to them regardless of what they do.
and
You see
that
what I'm
means
saying?
But that goes back to the domination, the word domination,
Okay.
and how that was described as the meaning of the word domination. Dominate. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But submission is not a bad
It's not a bad word.
because
It depends on how the man looks at it. though.
right.
It depends on his perception, his definition.
Because
of a
it's
woman's
when you go
submission.
into the sexual act itself, we can't get sex unless y'all what?
submission.
submit.
Yeah.
Submit. You see what I'm saying? So submission is not like a dominate, the word
Right,
dominant,
right.
you know what I'm saying? Controlling it.
Right.
So
It
y'all
has a
have
negative
issues with that.
connotation around it.
And I think that come from just this culture of thing that we're in, and this religion thing that we have with this religious terminology and stuff like that. But the word is not a bad word
Can I give the actual definition?
to submission.
Do the
Sure,
same thing.
definitely.
Yielding to authority, giving in to a stronger power, or the act of, okay, that's, you don't do that part. Well, that's the act of presenting something like a paper proposal for review,
Right.
but often implying a state of control or humble obedience.
Right.
Okay. So we can look at
Okay.
that.
The only thing with I could take the domination came out of it when it used the word oppress. And that the definition of when you read domination, it had oppression in it.
And submission.
The submission does not have that in it because it is a dominant. When a man has sex, well, he pretty much dominates. He.
I don't know these new age niggas.
Hey, but he submitted. But he submitted, right? So, right, he submitted. You know what I'm saying? So, right. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? The submission is not as aggressive.
I have.
So you be committing domestic violence in the ass. You don't take that back. I thought I was gonna find my dope for
Good.
you.
Wow.
Flip side of dominant.
Okay.
And that's where the whole that came from.
Y'all done took a left turn. Y'all went left. Bring it, straighten it back out, come back right.
Come back. Come back right.
But submission and obeying is not a bad word neither.
It really ain't.
It's really not.
It's all about the intent of the person giving the
Obey.
Right,
It's,
right.
it's like obedience. It's like obedience. You
Because if I
have
tell her to get down and lick the ball sack, then you know what I'm
See,
saying? I
you
want her
take-
to obey. What's wrong with that? But then she might be
I
like,
truly do not. That's what Jimmy was.
but
I wasn't going
what's
there.
wrong with
I
that?
wasn't going there with.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's as long as she's okay with it.
Oh,
There's nothing wrong
Is
with
that what we supposed to do? Or it might be like, she might be like, hey, go
Really
take
say
care.
we got time today.
it. Yeah, I mean, ain't nothing wrong. Nothing is wrong with it at all. But you know what? Going back, I guess for me, when we go back to the domestic violence side of it, Jimmy mentioned something earlier about an illness. I'm kind of going that way because I think it is some type of trauma that man may have gone through, or like you said, the dynamics of his own family, and are they mentally stable? Most men that carry on abusive relationships with women and progressively get worse and worse. They've been in these relationships with these women for years and years and years. It becomes a routine. It becomes normalized, and I'm with it being a mental issue.
So what
Because
would it be for the
I just
woman
don't feel
though?
like he can stop
So
himself.
so what would it be? I agree with you with the man, but what
Okay.
about the woman?
It's an insecurity. It's still
So it's not a mental thing with her.
It's still a mental thing.
Right.
Insecurity is a mental thing.
Not
That's something. I mean, I think it has to do with her mental stability.
A mental
insecurity.
thing and
No.
a mental illness are two different things.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
insecurity would have anything to do with mental.
Okay. So
Yeah.
mental illness, maybe not, but a mental, yes, something to do
Yeah.
with her
So they want to come in and just
mental
send that email in.
stability.
I got his
I
email.
think that's what an insecurity is, because it's no way. I just don't feel like a woman that is secure within herself, truly secure within herself,
Mm-hmm.
is going to allow a man to abuse her in that way. Now, there are women that may think they're in that mindset, but if it's easy for a man to come
I
and
definitely was
change that, so for a man
Yeah.
to come and just, take over.
I didn't have no self-worth.
I agree with Philly though.
Okay, what did Phil say?
I think insecurity is normal. Being insecure, the act of
Okay.
being insecure is something that is a normal emotion that people have at time to time. And that at some point in time, I would pretty much bet my check that there's something, might not be in a relationship, but in general that we've been insecure in. You know,
Okay.
at some point in time.
Right.
And it does. And
But
sometimes
it's
it doesn't have to
different
be with.
insecurity for women, though. It's different for women, because when we want a man in our life, we're men in our life.
Same thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just a different type of insecurity for us.
And
Because we
nine times out of 10,
can
a
let
man
a
is
man-
not going to do the same.
Yeah, we can let a man manipulate us.
Check it inbox.
when
check it
we
out.
are
Check your inbox, silly.
completely insecure, when we are insecure about ourselves, because we need that man. We feel like we need that man around us, and
Validation.
regardless of what he says to us, we tend to.
Y'all gonna have to
believe
put
him.
on the headphone to hear him though.
Okay.
Is he on?
Now he
Is
ain't
that
came
it?
on yet. He ain't come on yet.
Oh, let me know when you're on. But yeah, I just think it's a different type of situation with women and the
You know it's
insecurities that we deal with.
Oh, I don't know.
Speaking on, what he's speaking on.
You gonna put up?
But yeah, it's just easier for us to allow men to come in and manipulate us and make us feel more insecure because that's their motive. Their motive is to come in and break us down.
So you got to go to his email inbox
Go to
Yeah.
your email inbox.
and then hit the link. It'll bring him right in.
So
There you go.
now I think sometimes it.
What's up, y'all?
I don't think a lot of guys like
And then like
go into it. Try to.
women be like,
You're welcome in, Philly.
"What's up, Philly?"
What's up?
He ain't gonna hear me. Put them on.
And I don't, women, they'll
They're gonna take you right out of the conversation.
a lot
You can hear
just
me.
to have a man, right? So, because back in the day, they'd be like, "Well, better go have a piece of man than no man,"
No matter what he's doing to you.
right?
But that is an insecurity for women because we do that more than men do. We allow that more than men do. We'll allow them to come in and talk to us crazy and treat us any kind of way and put their hands on us
It's up, bud.
and continue to just break us down.
Oh, unplayed.
Okay, we're plugging in. Everybody give us a second.
What the hell no?
I don't have to get up and do it.
You shouldn't be doing that. Mhm. I said, what the
What
fuck?
you say,
Okay, there we
Sylvia?
go.
I said, hell no, we shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I wanted to chime in on the insecurity thing. All right. With everybody set up though.
Okay.
Can you hear him? You can hear him.
Do y'all hear me?
You can hear
You can hear him now.
Okay, go ahead, Kelly. What were you saying?
Now, I mean, as far as
Yeah,
insecurity, I don't think it's different from men and women because it's an emotion that we all experience. So I can't really say it's different for both of us because like everybody walk around with insecurities, whether they want to admit it or not.
You talking about insecurity?
Yeah. I remember you saying like it's more so like women, like it's different for women. But I was saying I don't think that's the case. I think insecurity just go both ways, no matter how you look at it.
Y'all
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Now y'all back.
I kind of feel the same way. I feel the same way, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Cause like, hey, I mean, it's times I didn't like to admit it, but shit, my
I can see
insecurity.
it.
It's not gonna, it's not gonna act right.
It's acting fine. I mean, on this side it is. It could be his side too. And
I'm about to say, I hear y'all
It's
clear.
a lot of static going back and forth, brother. So we got.
All right, I'm about to say, I hear y'all clear though. Let me
Okay,
make sure it ain't my Bluetooth. Can y'all hear me better? Did that work out better?
Because we good on this end. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be you. You might need to find you some better
Bouncing too, yeah. And it's
I probably need to go back in the building.
And then this
All right, man.
spectrum bullshit ain't working down.
Okay.
All right, well, we're gonna continue until you come back on a little better. I kind of agree with Philly. I do think that insecurities is insecurity. I think that we have different insecurities too. Like I said, our buttons can be found because of those insecurities.
Okay.
Because y'all's might be a little easier to find because you talk about y'all's more. But I think the insecurities itself is just it is what it is. That's a regular human emotion that we all tend to have.
So women, okay,
Just like
so can we
fear
say
and
that
confusion.
a lot of women's emotions are tied up to their insecurities? Because y'all aren't going to. Okay, so when the men come in and we end up in these abusive relationships,
Mhm.
it has a lot to do with our insecurities.
Okay.
That's just where I'm going to go with it. So y'all don't end up in abusive relationships because of your insecurities, do you?
I
Yeah.
think yes.
No,
No,
yes, we
I
do.
feel
Like
Cause
as much as women have to deal with it. Yeah, so
I-
because I did say that women do it, women can do it and have been known to do it, but women fall into it with men being the abuser more than y'all do. So what's the difference then? If y'all saying our insecurities are the same,
Because it's
I
just
don't,
different
oh,
types
go ahead.
of abuse.
Oh.
Okay, but
oh, wait a minute. Okay.
insecurities are still the same. Insecurities are still the same, but different types of abuse. There's mental abuse, there's verbal abuse.
Right.
You know, and so some men are in those like for instance, like for me, I had to deal with trauma from my mother. So I thought that was normal to be talked to like that. I thought it was normal for the person that would not really care about you, talk about you, tell you you ain't shit and all that type of stuff. So I dealt with verbal abuse. And my particular, nobody's gonna put their hands on me, but
Okay.
some of the things that was said and stuff like that and whatnot, I would never deal with now because now I have that confidence. I've gotten over those
Okay.
things. But it still comes from insecurities and certain things in our lives. People will take whatever insecurity that they see and they tend to do it. But when it comes to the physical abuse, because we are the stronger sex per se, that's why some men tend to use physicality, right? Instead of just the words. We'll use verbal, but we'll also use physicality if for the people that are in those type of relationships.
Billy, what you were trying to say?
No, I was just about to say almost the same thing he said. Like, men go through abuse too. It's just like we deal with it on a different level. Maybe it might be verbal abuse. Maybe it might be, financial abuse. It could be a lot of things. But we do get abused on a different scale. You know what I mean? Like when it come to men, like you gotta understand that the abuse go far because men are damn near do anything for their women. So sometimes it be abuse without her even knowing it. It's just the
I
way
get
she
that.
moved, the way she talked, the way she think. You know what I mean? Sometimes it pulls on that man a lot, but a man that really ain't trying to get on his girl bad side ain't gonna really say nothing about it. If he gonna stay with it, he gonna stay with it. He ain't gonna say much. So a lot of these women are used to moving this way, and they're taking into their other relationships. They deal with other people like that just because of the person that they got used to treating like that. I mean, but it's both ways. I'm not trying to say women are abusive.
And really,
You said what?
let me ask y'all a question. As a man,
I'm listening.
have you ever either been in a relationship or you was dating? And have you ever, when you was dating or in a long-term relationship, ever felt like you always had to walk on eggshells?
Yeah. With my child's mom.
Because it might not have been you got punched, but nothing was gonna be bad because it's what you're gonna have to deal with.
Yeah, everything triggered her. So like I've been through that. Like I've been through
all of the arguments, all of the this and that. I don't know about y'all. I don't move if I don't have this checklist done. Yeah.
I mean, I can say, bro, I've never been through that.
Okay, understood.
It's crazy.
I've been through it.
Me and my wife were
I've been
talking the
through
other day, and we were talking about heart breakup, and she was like, how I have a heart breakup, and I said, you know what? I never had a heart breakup. I never had my heart broken by a woman.
Been divorced, right?
Yeah. My heart wasn't broke though, because of how it went.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How it went, it gave me more motivation to just, stay the hell away. But I never had my heart broken. And then it's scary. It's scary because I'm with my wife now, and I'm like, if it happened, you're gonna be the one to do it. Because it never happened. It's never has happened to me.
I've been bawling, crying, and I've been crying, holding my heart. I ain't gonna
Yeah, it's crazy. We were just talking about this yesterday. Yeah, she was like, "Wow, you black."
Black tripping out your nose.
Nah,
No,
I've been there, man.
Nah.
I've been there.
I had never. And you know,
Let it
I
go.
ain't even-
Let it go.
Y'all can clown on me, laugh.
I ain't been there, man.
Everybody
You know,
say, yeah, no, that ain't me.
Hey, I've been there.
Mhm.
yeah.
That was my origins, my villain origin story.
Yes, I've never been in a relationship where I felt like I had to walk on eggshells or anything like that. I'm just, man. I mean, I'm a little different. You know what I'm saying? The way I cut.
Word shit that, but don't do
I
it.
come in the house. It's my way.
Nah, it ain't that. I'm
Man,
easy.
that
I'm
part.
easy to please. You know what I'm saying? I'm easy to get along with. I don't have a whole lot of demand. And if my wife was here, she'd tell you that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a lot of demands. I'm not controlling. You know what I'm saying? I'm more like, that free will thing. I want you here because you want to be here. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to be here because I provide a certain type of lifestyle or anything like that. I want you to here
For
because you don't
comfort,
want to do
yeah,
nowhere
that's
else.
true.
So, that's just the way I've moved, you know what I'm saying, throughout my relationship. It's like, hey, I'm easy, yeah, I don't expect a lot. All I respect is respect. That's it.
Yeah.
If she respect me, we good. All the other shit, you know what I'm saying, I could do for myself. I can clean, I can cook. I can do probably better than half of these women out here when it comes to cooking. You know what I'm saying? Cleaning up the crib, I could do probably better than all of them, but I just demand respect. And if you can't respect me, we can't rock. Period. So I guess that's probably what keeps me from going through the heartbreak. Because once I feel like you ain't respecting me, I'm out. I'm out.
Well, I done did the ugly crap before, so I'm on the opposite side of that, cuz. So I respect you, but hey, that's what's up. I did the ugly crap.
And plus, of the fact that I'm about like Rain, I hadn't had really relationship. They've been so I ain't got a lot of experience in that neither. But right, so I ain't been around too. I didn't been around, but I hadn't been serious until I got older. When I was younger, I was a kid.
Slanging dick, and you know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. I was just slanging it.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? And my daddy used to be like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? You ain't don't be trying to settle down with no woman. You ain't got your shit together. You live with me. You know what I'm saying? I listen to that. You right. I ain't got no. I'm live with you.
No, that's real shit right there. I like that.
But I might have hurt a lot of women too. I know I have. And so that's why I was telling my wife the other day, man, it's kind of scary that if I were to get my heart broke, she would have to be the one. You see what I'm saying? Because not too many people can live a lifetime and say they never had their heart broke by another person. I've had my heart broke by that.
All right, let me say that. What
Right.
was it your intention to break the woman's heart?
He said, was it your intentions to break the woman's heart?
Never, brother, never.
All right, so yeah, that's why
I was just
ain't gonna
feeling
beat that.
like, I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? But no getting serious with nobody as a kid, right?
Yeah.
I was right. It was never intention, but I cared about, and let me tell you something, I cared about them, and everybody that I probably had in the conversation, I'm still cool with them.
Yeah.
And I can be, you know what I'm saying? So it was never intentional, and they knew it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? That it wasn't intentional.
That's why I say, yeah, you ain't gotta worry about that, bro.
I always kind of had that.
Yeah, hell with that. You ain't got that coming back to you. enjoy your life.
That he say, yeah. Yeah.
But because of my choices in men, the two relationships after that second one, I chose not to be in a relationship because I didn't want to traumatize my son.
Right.
And him growing up, reaping the consequences of my choices.
Right.
So I decided not to really be, have those type of relationships. Just focus more on being a good mom and being a good parent.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I'm just thinking, like, I'm just gonna go back to what I said. As women, as women, we our insecurities. Like I said, I get it that
I
men
believe
have
that.
insecurities too.
I believe
get
that.
it that y'all end up in abusive relationships. But again, we're gonna go back to the statistics. The women are the ones that end up in the physically abusive relationships more than a man does.
Mhm.
And once we get in them, usually when you talk to these women, it is going to be based off her insecurities. And yes, it
So
could
what
be the way she was
insecurities
raised,
would
the
you
way
think
she
it
was
be?
brought up.
So
It could
for
be
me,
any
Is
of that.
self-esteem? Is it
It's- yeah,
self-esteem?
self-esteem.
So for me,
It's
it was self-esteem. It was lack of security. I didn't feel loved, and I wanted somebody to love me.
Yep,
Mm.
yep. Do you have
I
like
didn't.
father issues? Like,
I didn't. I didn't heard. I didn't
I
heard
guess you
quite a
can
few stories on the
say
beach.
I had a father growing up, like
okay.
you know.
Is he moving?
No, I'm still.
Cause I mean, I don't know if it's our end or his end.
Yeah.
So,
I'm about to say. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna jump out and try to hop back in the lane and see if that do any good.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna hop right back on, y'all.
He said he
Okay.
gotta hop out and hop back in.
Okay.
Okay.
You
So he
know
should-
what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you were saying you did have a father in your
Yes, I did grow up with a father, but my biological father was not in my life. He was
Okay.
incarcerated in prison.
Okay.
But even growing up with my father and with a father,
Mhm.
I because they was in the hustle and bustle so much,
Mhm.
I didn't get a lot of affection.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They loved us, I know because, they provided for us and, they weren't abusive or anything, but maybe if I had more attention or more affection and stuff like that, then, I probably wouldn't have tried to fill that void. And also the void of not having my daddy in my life too.
I think that has a lot to do with it because not saying I didn't have a father in my life. My parents have been together, but I do feel like there was something that I was missing out of that relationship because I was a daddy's girl.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Now,
And even now,
Oh.
as a grown woman, I still am.
and balloons and stuff like that
Mhm.
at times, but
But he wasn't consistent.
I can't say it wasn't consistent. It was high school and stuff.
Okay.
I
So
was
you weren't getting that all through maybe the years that you really truly needed.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
and it was like it wasn't hitting because I was like I wasn't experiencing anything.
Mm.
I was just being told X, Y, and Z was
It does.
You do.
So,
you do.
yeah, it does.
Yeah, because I know like a lot of times with kids, they have to see what you're talking about. Because as a kid, you kind of comprehend like real life shit.
Mhm.
That's why I make it loving on my wife, hugging on her, kissing on her. I make it a business for them to see that.
Mhm.
Because and then also they able to see when we get mad
Mhm.
and we work that shit out.
Yeah.
Because that's normal. That's normal.
That's normal.
Right.
What goes back
That's
to
normal.
And I agree.
Right.
It really got to do with guidance, like, cause like you can get affection and all that. If you like
Yeah.
guidance, it won't help. Cause I ain't gonna fraud the affection and all that. That was kind of lacked in my crib. I had two working parents, always at work, shit like that. So I was raised by the streets, but the guidance I had allowed me to do certain things that most people in my situation probably would never be able to do.
And still in a relationship, having
Damn, it's on skippity doo.
And I know, like moving and showing affection or doing for his girlfriend or whatever because he hasn't seen it from
Right.
me. He
Right.
hasn't seen a man come in and just do this for me, do that for me. So I have to coach him like, okay, so it's a birthday, but you don't have to go spend buku money. Just give a nice flower or whatever and a card.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
just how to maneuver because I want even though he hasn't seen, I still want him to know how and what to do.
Right. Because we can say we don't want to expose our kids to a certain thing, but again, it is or it should be normal to have a 2-parent household because it does take away that part of that child being raised, the things that he or she learns or sees, because like you said, we can tell them anything,
Right.
Mhm.
but if they're not seeing it for their own eyes,
They don't know what it
well,
look
it's
like.
really a disadvantage
Right.
to those kids. It really truly is. Like we think it's better, okay, yeah, I don't have to deal with it. You know what I mean? I don't want to be in this relationship because
Right.
I don't have to deal with it.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's really messed up, and it's because of the way dating is these days and all of that type stuff. Because you still can't choose a person just to be in a relationship either.
Because
I think it's the culture
I
that we
mean,
adapt.
I agree. I agree and
I
disagree. Because like you can I
Okay.
ain't gonna fraud, like you can teach your kids how to be loved like the right way or a certain love and mean things by how you love them.
Yeah.
And,
You can.
And for me as a parent, raising him, like sometimes I have to coach him on how to treat me sometimes because, okay, son, I would like this sometimes.
Mhm.
I want you to make me feel this and that and the other. I'm your mother, and because he haven't seen it, he don't know. He doesn't know. Like he doesn't know. Let me just get my mama some flowers just because. Let me just do
Do
this
not
nice
his
gesture
woman.
just to make her feel good.
No, I'm talking shit.
You heard what you said.
Yeah, but how you treat your
What is
woman
that?
is
You
how
were
you
saying
treat your
She's
mom.
not her son's.
No, it's not.
Like
So I-
My mom, look, I'm obligated.
So
Like
I
my
feel
mom is
like-
obligated. Like, I am not obligated to treat you no way. You obligated to treat me a certain way, to raise me a certain way, to move with me a certain way. But my obligation is to
Damn,
learn
no,
from
it's
you.
not.
think it's just the internet connection
Can y'all hear me?
tonight. But
You're going with it, but
Not at all.
I don't think I would want.
Not at all. I don't see that at all. That's why we got too many people having the Oedipus complex.
Because
Right?
I think your
That-
son is going to see that it's doing it for you, not necessarily for other women. I think he's going to tie that more to you.
Well, the idea is to, well, for me, how I was thinking was, if you would do nice things for your mom, the woman that's raising you and this and that and the other, then you're more likely to treat women a certain type of way in the future.
this is a good question for EJ because of the fact that he has stated that he had a hard relationship with his mom.
I knew this was coming. Come on.
Okay.
Every time I say this, that's where they go.
I mean, for real though, because
Yeah.
we do hang on, we do hold on to that,
Yeah.
like you're
Oh,
saying.
you got it?
I can see your logic.
All right.
I can see your logic.
So taking out Lee, psychologically speaking, one, you have the Oedipus complex. where men end up having a crazy attachment to their mother figure, and it becomes sexual. Whether they dream about her, whether they think about it, and then they start looking for women that have too much of the mother because they can't get that sexually. That ends up turning bad because you're viewing them as a surrogate for your mother. All right, that's one thing. Then the fact of the relationship between your mom and your woman is supposed to be two different type of dynamics. Even the type of love is different.
Two totally different dynamics.
Okay. So yes, is there anything wrong with getting some flowers? No, there's nothing wrong. The problem is that people push that too far. And then it becomes where they end up raising the son or
thank you, love. Have a great day.
As a surrogate as their man.
No.
When they don't have a man.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, I agree with that, but that ain't what
This is a very, very big problem.
That's not what you're doing.
Don't tell that young man that he's the head of the household.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And all of that stuff. No, he's not. Not at all.
Damn right.
Until he gets his own and it becomes the head of that household. You as the single mom are the head of your household. You shouldn't have to be going to work and do all this stuff and bring it to you. Y'all do everything. Some of y'all do everything but have sex with that son. You put him as your man every single other way. It's a little different from what not you, but that person does.
Yeah.
That can hurt you. Now, speaking of me, all right. So honestly, I didn't have the best relationship with my mother until just like pretty recently, like the last maybe year or two. We started really like actually talking with each other on a regular basis. It came from those feelings of inadequacy. I was supposed to be a doctor. I was supposed to be this. I was supposed to be that. I'm the smart, brilliant one. I'm never getting that. That's also why my love language is words of affirmation, because I didn't get that. You know what I'm saying? From the person that I felt was supposed to love me and all of that. So I searched for that in my partners. Okay, so I want you to tell me I'm smart. I want you, because I used to wake up and get told that I wasn't shit. I used to be working and I was told that, I would never amount to anything. I'm a waste of what God has blessed me with. So I said all that to say, too many times people,
Crazy word.
Devout, religious,
Crazy word.
all she's a pastor,
Right.
all of that. You know what I mean? So,
And I commend you for the man you are today, bro.
the Bible and religion. So I had to do a lot of changing, and a lot of the hurt that I did to women was also because of that, because I never wanted to trust anybody. That's the main reason my first marriage didn't work out, because I was too young and I didn't believe, like, I always thought it was all she was gonna hurt me. She was gonna hurt me because that's what I saw a black woman do to me. So it took me to my 30s or late 20s to be able to change and flip that switch. If I had started this podcast and shit back then, I would have been the red pill niggas. You know what I'm saying? Talking about bitches ain't shit all day and all of that. And I'm so glad I didn't get a mic until I was able to be mature enough to use my voice positive. And y'all go ahead and stop talking.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm about to say, bro, I commend the man you are today.
That would be right there, brother. That's a lot. I can imagine that.
Oh, by the way, she had me doing a show with her recently on TikTok where we're talking about parenting and raising your kids.
Your mom?
How does that go?
Interesting.
So obviously y'all have reconnected and kind of let bygones be
Seems like you had a
bygones.
little feeling about it.
Y'all still working on it.
Yeah. Oh, I had a big.
You had okay.
Yes, I fight.
So could you be honest
No.
on that? Okay, that's what I'm wondering.
You weren't honest.
What I am on when I come on her platform.
You say your mom a preacher
Yes.
in Columbus?
Used to, but she's in another state right now.
Okay.
And but she's a TikTok pastor now.
What?
That platform is currently growing pretty like a mug, you know what I mean? And Yeah.
You her only child?
No, 3. I was the oldest.
You're the oldest.
Yeah. And
So
so,
you took most of the. Yeah,
Mhm.
I get you.
Mhm.
not it.
Yeah.
The responsibility is on you,
Yeah.
and
I'm the oldest.
all the pressure.
Yep, I'm the oldest out of 2.
Sound the baby.
You're the baby.
But our
All of us are
personalities,
the
though,
oldest.
you would
The baby.
make a switch, though, you know, and kind of like the situation, because you give like a older kind of.
They always used to say I've been here before.
Yeah.
When I was
You only
little.
have sisters?
I got a brother.
Oh, you have a brother.
I got an older brother and 3 sisters.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I'm the baby of all of them. But I'm a different kind of baby though, because I'm like the glue. I
Like,
bring
is there a
everybody together.
big age difference
Very
between
big,
you and the
yeah.
one right before you?
5 years.
And so the ones older than that.
7.
Further.
Yeah, my brother is probably about 17 years older than me.
Wow.
And then my older sister probably about 9 years. And then 7 and 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not like me and my little brother.
I came like my mom thought she was what they call premenopause.
Yeah.
And she was like, it wasn't no more coming. And then I came.
Then you snuck on it.
Yeah. But I'm different. I was spoiled, but I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I did I got my parents were older when they were with me, so they talked to me a lot. So the wisdom that I have from older parents, I pretty much raised like parents.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they talked a lot. My mom used to talk to me a lot. You know, my dad used to talk to me a lot. So then I went through a lot, being hard headed.
Yeah.
I seen a lot, I've done a lot, I've overcome a lot. So
I was duct taped to the wall.
damn,
By your
as a kid,
parent.
Duct taped to the wall. We talk about domestic violence.
that's about right. That's part of it.
I was
Definitely.
duct taped to the wall. I was put outside in the cold, in 35-degree weather. Nothing but my underwear out when my friends were all at the house. I was
In your underwear.
yeah, nothing but my
But
boxers.
what did you do?
Disagreed with her about something.
And she made you go outside.
Go outside and be
That
in the
ain't
cold.
shit he did that was worth that damn punishment.
I was hit 72 consecutive times with an orange extension cord. I passed out about 35, 40, woke back up, still getting hit. Only reason I know the numbers because my little brother was counting. I was put in the back tool shed where Action building tool shed in the 100-degree weather.
I'm saying the same shit. God damn.
So let me ask you, how
I turned on the lawnmower, washer, dryer, and a radio so she could drown my screams.
Praise to my parents, bro.
so how can you get on?
Even my little brother, he didn't get as much as I did, but she hung him on the door for eating the Hershey Kisses. One Hershey's Kiss. Not that it matters.
You ever heard?
Crazy.
Anyone seen that movie Antoine Fisher?
Yes.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I had braces. My bottom teeth is still crooked. He punched me about 12, 13 consecutive times in my face. Now that one, I might have earned that one. Now I might have earned that one.
I might earn that. The fuck? So like, yeah, earn shit,
I got a
bro.
little older than I got a little jazz in. I got a little jazz in now. By then I can stand up to it.
What was your mom's family?
Same thing. There's a generational curse with the oldest and the matriarch of the family, and I stopped it where I was at. And I said it's not gonna go down any further into my children. I do believe that there's some times where you get a butt whooping, but it's very far in between.
Yeah.
There's not much stuff you can do.
Butt whooping is different than punching your child in the face.
Mhm.
That's too different.
I did without, you put them in the tub and let you put in there and soak and let your body get wet and wrinkles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you get an asshole when you get out. They let you sit in there 4 or 5 hours, let you prune in the tub, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna keep going on all these stories, but
Yeah,
but when we talk about that type of stuff, yeah, I survived. And
I actually think that has to be worse than like spousal abuse.
Yeah, because that's someone that birthed you and supposed to love and
That's
take care
right.
of you.
That's the
Take
person
care of
you're looking
child.
for protection.
You can't just get up and leave.
That has to be
You
worse.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's worse. That's worse
Yeah.
because you're not a right. You're like
You
like
can't
Coco
just
say,
get
you're
up
a
and
child,
leave
right?
like an adult can pack
Right.
your stuff up and you just
Right.
And that's
find your place to stay in.
that's man. Hey, bro, I didn't expect you to bring that.
If I made a C on my report card, it took Christmas. No Christmas in the house for me. While my brother still paid with toys and stuff. My aunt bought me and I still remember this because it's very, very vivid. A blue remote control car. All right. My aunt bought it for me. She smashed it. Smashed it in front of me.
So can I ask you something?
What's up?
You said you and your mom, y'all just recently start back talking and stuff a year ago. How did you bring yourself to that, and how are you still able to not be angry?
Oh, I'm always angry. What they say on that Avengers movie with the Hulk turn is like, the secret
Okay,
is
Bruce Banner.
I really am. I'm always angry. That's
No,
that's
real
why my
shit.
content and stuff. I always hold that in. And that's what pushes and drives me to do this stuff. That's why I go to all these events and I'm always able to talk because that's my starts my way to get everything out. And why I'm so opinionated because I was always told to shut up. I was always told I couldn't talk. So Mr. Conversation is me getting everything out that I couldn't get out for years. Whether it was through her, couldn't get it out, or through the trauma dealing with it until I got 30.
So what about how because you said she did a segment on parenting and had you on it.
I danced around like a motherfucker.
Has she ever apologized to you or made acknowledge it?
Anything?
She doesn't
Don't, nigga, stop throwing shit out the window, nigga. We can go to jail for that.
Things like that.
Do not throw shit out the window, bro. I got cup holders back there.
I was
You gonna
not
pay
intending to
$1,000
get into
fine?
all of this. I apologize, y'all.
Nah, man.
That's fine.
If you need it, if this what this platform is for, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because somebody else could be.
When you keep something inside, then it controls you. You know what I'm saying? You can't get away from it. You can't break free from it until
And we
let it
have
go.
to stop being so sometimes it's good to share these stories because a lot of people feel like they're alone, and keeping it on the inside, like that's increased depression, suicide rates and stuff like that too. So when more people share their stories, like you're sharing your story, I'm sharing mine, you sharing yours, it brings more light to the situation, especially when it comes to men, because we hear a lot of women, girls being abused, raped, and coming up, and not a lot of light be shined on what boys or young men go through as far as abuse in a household.
It's funny you say that. I think I hinted at it one time here, but I was sexually assaulted when I was a young kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I told y'all that it was big girl, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She forcefully sat on me and made me whatever.
Yeah.
So
Like
when I finally see that that's the joke people make. But
I had to catch myself.
They just had to throw that one in.
I forgive
you
me.
did. Yeah.
I went and I told my mother with my slave. And she said, you probably wanted it. And you know,
Babysitter.
Brittany, I can't remember what your name is, but your big ass, she was 16 years old and I was like 12. And she sat on top of me and made me. She told me to
Roll
pull it
that
out.
thing out.
Yeah, she told me to pull it out. And she gave us a head. And yeah, of course it felt good. My first time doing anything.
They gave us some head?
But I didn't want that. That's my used to that. So I think that's another reason I like big women too and everything. So it's a lot of psychology behind all this stuff. That's my first experience. And, it was not. And yeah, so
Oh, I know.
24 West Britt David Road. Right there Hi, Britt Davis. That's what she did at that too.
He died for her out.
Yeah,
Go get her.
they was from Memphis, Tennessee. She had a brother named Zay, who was younger than her. So y'all know some rapists.
Yeah, bro.
And so I went and told my mom that, and she was like, "Yeah, you probably deserve it. It's what you wanted anyway." So,
Mm.
so yeah, man, I've been through a lot. I don't necessarily act like it, but I've been through a lot, and I don't mean to devalue anything that you ladies have said on here. I was debating if I wanted to talk about it or whatnot because the stories are important,
Yeah.
and women to know that this is not cool. Kids need to know this is not cool. Men need to know this is not cool.
And domestic violence in all forms.
You know what? And that is what I say about community, right? So when we talk about men, a lot of people don't think about why some of them are in that situation. So when we're talking about abuse, and we talk about sexual abuse, and we talk about sexual abuse with boys that have been sexually abused by grown men as children. When that happens, they don't they unintentionally begin to like or in habit.
Yeah, they sexual behavior.
Exactly. They have the orgasm or they come, but not really meaning to. Like they know that it's wrong.
This is not my hobby.
It's emotional abuse. Yes, there are so many different things involved with it. And
I think my mom said I was
family member. Look, I'm gonna say thank goodness I don't have a story.
and
It's
I remember going through the whole investigation, and then I was sent to Florida. And when I was sent to Florida, I got hurt there. It wasn't sexual abuse, but I was burned real bad. And
what you were sent to like a foster home or
I guess I was sent to my aunt's house,
oh.
and I wound up getting burned real bad. I can't remember how it really happened, but I know that's what happened. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Andy? Appreciate the
And
channel.
and I can say that contribute
of that. What about you, sister?
I just want to say to the women or the men that's out there that's going through a situation, get you a plan, have a plan, reach out to people and you're not alone and execute that plan and walk safely.
And then tell somebody, anything you're
Yeah.
going through with that, talk to people, because when it comes down to it, somebody is going to be able to help you out, because you're going to start having people that have your back. They're going to keep pushing you to get out of the situation. They're going to be protective of you. I'm a big true crime fan. So, a lot of this stuff, yes, it starts off as a love bombing, like you say, and then they try to isolate you from your family, and then they start beating on you, and all the abuse starts, and you start feeling like there's nothing you can do. You start feeling like you have to keep it to yourself, because sometimes it is, you don't want to feel like a failure. Yeah, I chose to be in this relationship, but I don't want anybody to look at me like, oh, I told you so, or, see, you can't make it in a relationship, or, whatever. But yeah, definitely you have to talk to people and realize that is wrong. Realize that it's wrong. Pictures, if you're not going to leave, do what you have to do to save yourself. I mean, at the end of the day, and it's easier said than done. We get it. It's easier said than done. We can say that all day long, but until you realize what situation you're in and what plan you're going to make and how you're going to get out of it, then you're just going to stay in it, and it's going to put you in a situation where you might get killed, and that's the only way you can get out. So any way that you can avoid somebody doing that, if possible, because you can't control other people's actions. You really can't control what they're going to do. But, the plan that EJ was saying, you got to get away, although sometimes that's not going to stop a man that really don't want you to be with nobody else, or really don't want you to leave him. Sometimes they come find you. But at least you put yourself in a position to make it hard for them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Get yourself some protection. You got to do that sometimes too. As soon as they bust in that house, you got all right.
If you have a shotgun, first round, beanbag or
Buckshot.
Buckshot.
Okay.
After that,
That's it.
100% legal, no matter
It's
what
crazy.
state you in.
Wow.
I got
No matter what state
No
you're
matter
in.
what state you in.
I got two uh 12 gauges, and I got them loaded just like that. First shot. Right.
Interesting. I wasn't aware of that.
Oh yeah, it's legal, 100% legal.
And like you said, any state. So
Any state.
I definitely got both of my 12 gauges loaded just like that.
Wow.
Just like
That's
that.
good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
I'm gonna hit you with the buck shot first, and then if you keep coming, then may God be with you.
Wow.
You gotta say it right. There you go.
Church.
They came from them podcast.
Well, we want to thank everyone again. Our topic on domestic violence. We may hit on this again. Like I said, we touched on a lot of different things with it. You check us out, Facebook page. Like, share, comment. We've been on for probably a couple of hours. If you need to, hours. Jimmy just said, go back, some clips. You can still go back and comment if you want to. Also, check us out on our YouTube channel, and we'll go ahead and end on that. Thank you all for coming in. Thank our co-host today, and everybody have a good night.
Y'all got a couple shots out. Y'all want to shout out to? Any shot?
Yeah, shout out to my mom coming through for the event. For the mimosas and brunch on Saturday, we did real good, and so I'm really proud of that. Shout out to 3 Shades of Black. Y'all make sure y'all follow us on all platforms.
Shout out to EJ Thomas Entertainment, man. You know what I'm saying? My own business. If you need a host, if you need somebody to play the drums, if you need somebody to find you, and I got it all for you. Whether it's party planning, whether it's whatever, I can do it all. And you know, Nigga sending me on the mic before a couple times, center stage. You know what I'm saying? How I am. And also the hot seat with EJ Thomas, man. Y'all check out personal podcast that I'm on, do solo content, and I'm on with a bunch of beautiful ladies, and Sky is one of them. And we do these same type of conversations, and you know, we get down a while and we put people on the hot seat.
So tell them how to find y'all on EJ Thomas.
The hot seat with EJ Thomas, or you can put the hashtag Mr. Conversation and it'll pull up on any of the platforms.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. And right now, I say you rocking with In the Mirror Live podcast. I'm your host, Jimmy Jam. With I can't even call them guest hosts no more. They done been rocking with us for a minute now, you know. So they like
locked in, y'all.
So Coco said in the beginning, I want to say something to her. They are not guest hosts no more. They done been here too many times now.
We're gonna take out guest hosts.
That's right. Take the guests out. They hosts now. But like I said, like Coco said, you know, check us out. We definitely need the YouTube page to go ahead and take all the YouTube pages struggling. So if you can, like and subscribe to our YouTube page. It's the @ symbol In the Mirror, one word, podcast. In the Mirror podcast. Check that out. Like and subscribe to that. Actually, like and subscribe to this podcast here, which is In the Mirror Live podcast. That's our Facebook page. We're also on Twitter and Twitch at In the Mirror Podcast. So check us out on that. Until next time, we'll see y'all later.
Bye.